The warm-up is really what's easy for him, just simple 20-meter circles. The work phases, I'm challenging him a bit more. And again, that's where it's really helpful if you have a trainer or an experienced rider, or if you join one of my programs like Stride. Hello, in this video we are talking about how to plan your ride. I don't know why, but people are always asking me, like, can you just give me like a lesson plan? I want to know exactly what to do with my horse, what exercises to do in which order. So I thought I would do that for you today. I'm Amelia Newcomb. I'm a Grand Prix dressage rider and trainer. This is Isaac. Isaac is just a baby. He's 5. He's such a good boy though. So in this video, I'm going to take you through kind of the warm up, a little bit of the work we do, and then the cool down. Also, if you're watching this in real time, my program Strides is open for enrollment right now. So Sunday is the last day to enroll in Strides. Click the link below if you're interested. But here's the thing, it's really hard to make progress when you're riding alone and when you don't have the education and the support you need. So if you're one of those people that you're watching this video because you're like, I need a plan, I need guidance, I need to know what to do when with my horses, then definitely check out Strides. One of the big benefits of Strides is that you can actually submit your video to my team and I for review. And we do hope to see you inside of the Strides program. Okay, so as far as planning your ride, I kind of think of my ride in different blocks. And then what's also important to understand is that with horses, as much as we would like to have a plan and follow an exact plan, we all know that horses are unpredictable, and things like the weather or what's going on around you in your surroundings, or like a new chair in the arena or something has changed, all of those things can throw off your plan. So I just want to preface this by saying that you always need to be flexible about your plan, and you always need to keep in mind that tomorrow's another day, and sometimes you just have a bad day with your horse and you feel like giving up and quitting and never riding again. I don't know about you, but I definitely feel that way sometimes. So it's important that, yes, you do want to have a plan, you do want to have a structure, but you also want to understand that sometimes things don't go as planned and you need to be willing to adjust. So kind of the general format that I follow with my horses, it's a little bit different each horse, right? It's a little bit different depending on the level of the horse, the level of their fitness, the level of their riding. Oftentimes I'll do groundwork, and that's a big part of my plan, especially if you have a young horse or a green horse. But once you get on, the first phase of your ride is always walking. Walking is a really important gait because at the walk, your horse is loosening up their body, they're getting relaxed, they're getting focused. The walk is also an important gait for if you're showing or if you're competing. So if possible, I like to spend a good 10-15 minutes just walking my horses, using this as an opportunity for myself to focus on my breathing, to focus on my position. You can walk either on a loose rein if your horse is very trustworthy and a good boy like Mr. Isaac here, or you can take up a little contact and walk on a serpentine line with some bending and some turning if your horse needs a little bit more direction, if they tend to get distracted. Once you've done your 10 to 15 minutes of walking, the next phase of your ride, so that's like the first chunk of your ride, the second chunk of your ride is your warm-up. And again, this varies a little bit from horse to horse, but a really standard, easy, simple, good warm-up that you can do is that you just pick up the trot and you're just going to ride a 20-meter circle at each end of the arena. So starting down here at A, I'm thinking about the rhythm, I'm thinking about the tempo, I'm making a 20-meter circle. And again, it's simple, but you're working on a lot, right? You're checking your position. You're checking that your horse is bending, that you can steer your horse, that your horse is supple, and that your horse is soft, and that you can give on the inside rein. So as far as the tempo, you want to feel like you can control the tempo, right? That you could make it a little faster if you wanted, that you could slow it down a little bit if you wanted. As far as the frame, this depends a little bit on your horse. So some horses, I start out the warm-up a little long and low, like a little lower and rounder in the frame. This horse in particular, I start him up in kind of a horizontal balance because I find if I start him out too low, then he goes too much on the forehand. And again, that's where it's really helpful if you have a trainer or an experienced rider, or if you join one of my programs like Strides and you are able to get some one-on-one feedback, we can help you to design a warm-up routine that is optimal for you and for your horse. So the next phase of your ride is what I consider the working phase of your ride. And in this phase, I tend to pick 2 or 3 exercises that I want to focus on with my horse. So this is where you challenge your horse a little bit. Maybe you try a new exercise, or maybe you repeat an exercise that you've been working on. So with Isaac, one thing I've been working on a lot with him is the balance into and out of his canter transition. Because you probably saw in the warm-up that we had some canter transitions that weren't perfect. But again, I mean, he's a big guy, he's a young horse. So one of the exercises that I'm going to pick for the working phase is the snowman. This is one of my favorite exercises to work on suppleness, to work on these canter transitions. So you make a 10-meter circle in the trot, and then you go on to the 20-meter circle at the canter, and you can do as many circles as you need in the trot or in the canter. So I'm going to stay here another round in the canter. Sit, rhythm, canter, soft hands, sit, rhythm, canter. Good boy. Transition to trot, 10-meter circle. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. So I would repeat this exercise probably 3 times in each direction. And then I would move on to a different exercise. I feel like 3 is the magic number in general with training horses, because the first time you kind of feel it out, the second time you make it a little better, third time you perfect it, then you want to reward your horse and go on to something different. Good boy. Good boy, buddy. Okay, so let's say I've done my snowman in both directions. The next exercise that I'm going to do with Isaac is some leg yields. Again, you know, the warm-up is really what's easy for him, just simple 20-meter circles. The work phase is I'm challenging him a bit more. So the leg yield is an exercise that works on connection from the inside leg and to the outside rein. And walk. Good boy. So I would do with Isaac probably 2 or 3 exercises. Then I would do the cool out phase of my ride, and that would be enough for him. One of the exercises I'm just starting to teach him now is the haunches in. So that might be something that I would practice a little bit at the end of my ride if everything is going well. But I hope this gives you an idea of how to plan out your ride. And like I said, your plan really depends on your horse. The plan for every horse is a little bit different. The approach is a little bit different. But that's kind of the general formula that I use for all of my horses. And like I mentioned, if you feel like you're riding alone, if you don't have a consistent trainer, click the link below, check out my Strides program, because inside of that program, you'll get all the education and support that you need so that we can help you design a plan that's specific for you and for your horse's needs. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. I make a new video every single Wednesday, and we'd love to have you join.